Alright everybody, so continuing on in our tutorial series, this is about the High Mobility Zaku late model, aka the Zaku 2 R2. This suit is a suit I wanted for a long time. I got it when I came back to the game in April, March time, March, April. It's been out for a while. It shares most of the same kit that the R1, aka the normal High Mobility Zaku shares. So there's not much to really go into with this suit. It has a higher range boost than the normal high mobility Zaku with different, as mentioned in the high mobility Zaku early video. There's different skills. The part slots are different, but the suits basically operate almost the exact same. Both of them have almost no melee power. Um, the speed for this suit, for being the name high mobility, is the walk speed's about 115, but its thrust gauge or thrusters are at 75 naturally, with me upping it to 82 at the level 1 native cost. This boost speed is pretty quick. It has really high for Zaku beam and ballistic resistance and really low melee resist. So other than that, it has space topography, makes this suit really nimble and agile in space, and that's where you should mostly play it nowadays. But let's get into my build and how I kind of distinguish it away from the high mobility early type, the R1. So essentially, I run the SML. This Zaku does not have a sub-weapon machine gun, but it does have the grenade launcher MMP-78, as well as access to the giant bazooka and the Zaku bazooka. The machine gun does okay damage when you have it at its higher level. So like its equipable level, aka because there's a level 2 R2, is the level 2, which is 181 base power plus your high modifier. You do a lot of damage, especially you max out on shooting parts, aka shooting correction programs. But we're not going to do that on this build. You can, it's very viable. I used to run it, but if you're running the SML, I highly recommend this build because you can keep up your harassment fire a lot better. So, what I normally do is I normally throw on the enhanced firing program level 4 and 1. This thing has no hanger upgrades whatsoever, so therefore these are all the base slots. That means if you have these parts, you will be able to fit them on. My level 2 has been upgraded. I will go over that in this video as well, because the slight difference of having it upgraded can mean a little bit difference on this suit. So shooting enhanced fighting programs level 1 and 4, thruster control system level 2, and then quick loader 1 through 3. Why do I do this? Because that is a 19% faster reload time for ranged ballistic weapons. So this SML here is going to reload really quickly. Basically, I can shoot my 4 missiles with the SML, switch to my grenades, throw a grenade or maybe 1 or 2 grenades, come back to this, it's fully reloaded, and get ready to go. It has the heat hawk enhanced, so it has one of the better heat hawks, but the suit is definitely not a melee suit whatsoever. Unlike the R1, in the skills category, this suit does not have balancer, but it does have melee combo controller. So, it has 2 hits, but it has no balancer, which means if you're boosting around with your force injector and emergency, and using your evasive systems, you're not gonna be able to melee out of those actions right away. You're gonna have to come to a completely full stop, wait for your suit to land, and then you'll be able to melee, which is not a very optimal thing, especially since most suits at its cost will have balancer. So they're going to be able to melee you before you're able to melee them. And your suit does not have high melee priority to make up for this downfall. So it's really not a good idea to just go in there swinging with this suit. Even though you have the SML and the grenades and the speed to move around and get in close. How I would say to play this suit is to be a medium to long range harassing suit, hit and run, never stay in one place too long. The SML allows you to fire and forget. So that's how I really want this thing to be played per se, especially since its health pool's moderately low at 12,500. Um, level 1's able to buy a corporal level 1. As it says, space topography, so on and so forth. Um, so yeah, going to my level 2 build, if I could get to it right away. Yep, right here. As you can see, I have it upgraded in the hangar to, I think I have it maxed out. I put level 4 and level 3 enhanced firing programs. I put level 2 anti-melee armor. I put level 2 thruster control and all 3 reload parts for quick loader. And I put the Heat Hawk on level, and as I stay in the R1 video, I didn't invest in any other SML. I didn't see a point to. So, as you can see, power difference is pretty negligible. So, and it gets no new skills at level 2. So, essentially, we're going to rock this. We're going to go in, kind of just go over the very basics of what the suit is and what it looks like, what we could do at its native cost, which is basically with the same thing I do at 450. This suit is definitely not something you're going to be running at, you know, anything above its firing or its punching weight. Especially at 450, this suit is only really decent in space now, which is a really big sad because I do love this suit. I do pull it out from occasion, but you gotta realize when you pulling this suit out, you're acting more like a support than a general. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna practice the maneuverability and the mobility of this suit. As you can see, it has high thruster, so that force injector is gonna come in really clutch. Basically how I would play this suit is I'd stay behind as much cover as possible, keeping basically my SML above any cover or around enough cover to fire it. I was stunning myself. I'd keep moving around, shoot off my rockets, fire and forget, and get behind a hard cover, like a building or so. An enemy would chase you down. Basically, wherever, keep an eye on your map, whichever way they're coming from, just head the opposite. When your SML is reloaded, turn to them, fire and forget. Rinse, repeat. Just poke down your enemy and move on. The grenades on this suit are famous for being really high damaging, especially due to its high range modifier. So you know you're going to be doing 2k per grenade onto that Gramps right there, which, as stated in the previous video from the Afreed Custom, these suits don't have, the suits you play against in practice range have no modifier. Wait, they have no custom parts, so their base values for all their stats. It includes their defenses. So 2k on a grenade is that's a lot of damage and a lot of real bang for the buck, especially against legs, which grenades hit all the time due to the fact that they splash on the ground. This suit is really good at damaging modules because the SML basically will only hit the head and legs. It will cripple suits very easily. Staying in close range combat with the suit is not recommended due to you only having 5 modifier, or no, like 2 modifier on your melee, and no balancer. So this is what not having balancer looks like. Now I'm able to melee. If we're on any suit with balancer, as soon as I let go of my boost button, I'm able to melee. Therefore, I don't have to wait for the landing. As you see, this is a large opening for somebody, especially this Grandpa Gundam, the normal Gundam, the RX-78-2, which has balancer and high melee priority, to make my day awful. Because the lack of balancer also means in the stage of landing, I cannot tackle. I have to wait till my animation's over to tackle. So you leave yourself very much exposed and vulnerable when you're trying to get in close because you don't have balancer. That's why you must keep a very safe distance with this suit, or you risk getting your suit destroyed. Especially since this thing has almost no melee resistance and a very low health pool. So, to summarize this suit, all in all, it is a very good harassing suit. It's a general that plays more along the lines of a support. Its grenades are very valuable at destroying enemy legs. The SML is a very good fire and forget suit. Weapon for this suit, and its high fucking range modifier makes it even better at harassing with range weapons, of course. This is a kind of fun suit to pick up. I don't If you're a Zaku fan, it's a really fun suit to pick up and use, especially because it's one of the few Zakus that can go up the 450 cost. I think it's like, not counting the High Zaku, I think it is the only Zaku that goes up to 450 cost. I may be wrong, but at least I'm pretty sure. So keep that in mind if you're a Zaku fan, and at that point it will be worth picking up. But other than that, I can't really say pick this suit up over the R1. The R1 has lower cost, which it works out a lot better than the R2, which is stuck at 400 and 450. And the suits at 400, 450 just do this thing's job, but way better. Why do the boombox, especially at 450? Why use the SML on the R2 when you could get roll the Uma Lightning Gelgoog and use the SML on that with Balancer, strong melee? It's like more options and high speed, you know? Why run the Zaku 2 R2 at 400 playing to mid-range when you could play the Pale Rider Cavalry at 400? It's like, there's just better options now. The suit has virtually been phased out, especially on the ground. In space, it is still usable. It is like really only because of its space topography. But yeah, the Zaku 2 R2, aka the High Mobility type Zaku late model. That's my thoughts on it. If you like this video and or have any sort of suggestions, make sure to leave those comments in the comment section. And see any suits that you might, or have any suits you want me to go over in a video, put those also in the comment section. But make sure to like the video, and yeah, I'm putting out more of these videos. I'm gonna try and go over suits I play more often in these videos, but I'll take recommendations into the priority queue. Basically, I'll put those videos before any more scheduled ones. And yeah, this has been Deranged Pyro, aka Grandy Warrior, signing off.